Good morning. It's 8:26 a.m. on May 15th, 2021. Apparently, I've been called back up. It is the situation it is, and today happens to be my birthday. At least that's what I understand. Now, I understand somewhere there are accusations that maybe the origin of my birth is not as authentic as I have been led to believe my entire life, but that would require a sort of forthcomingness that thus far has not been provided. And if there is any actual inauthenticity about my origin of birth, that is through no fault of my own. I've done everything I needed to do to cover that. Now, if there's some effort to try to exercise an option set up last year on a judge from Texas, who at some point was revealed to have had a birth certificate that identified and located his origin of birth outside of the United States. And then later, somebody decided the appropriate way to address that was to deport him. I'm just letting you know. I have absolutely no reason to believe that my actual location of birth was anywhere other than Norfolk, Virginia, aboard what was my understanding, a military installation of the United States of America on the 15th of May in the year 1977. Whatever my mother, my father, and my family prior to that did is not as important as what I did as an adult above the legal age of consent and what I continue to do to this day. Now, it is very important. I've noticed that in 9 months from today, there will be a very important anniversary. It will be the 160th the 160th anniversary of the Greenback Act. The Greenback Act apparently was formally implemented on February 25th of 1862. An act to authorize the issue of United States notes and for the redemption or funding thereof, and for funding the floating debt of the United States. I'd like to read for you Section 7. I'm going to read it at a moderate pace. Please listen. Section 7. And be it further enacted that if any person having the custody of any plate or plates from which any notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities mentioned in this act, or any part thereof, shall have been printed, or which shall have been prepared for the purpose of printing any such notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, or any part thereof, shall use such plate or plates, or knowingly permit the same to be used for the purpose of printing any notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, or any part thereof, except such as shall be printed for the use of the United States by order of the proper officer thereof, or if any person shall engrave, or cause or procure to be engraved, or shall aid in engraving any plate or plates in the likeness or similitude of any plate or plates designed for the printing of any such notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, or any part thereof, or shall vend or sell any such plate or plates, or shall bring into the United States from any foreign place any such plate or plates, with any other intent, or for any purpose, in either case, than that such plate or plates shall be used for printing of such notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, or some part or parts thereof, for the use of the United States, or shall have in his custody or possession any metallic plate engraved after the similitude of any plate from which one such notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, or any part or parts thereof, shall have been printed, with intent to use such plate or plates, or cause or suffer the same to be used, in forging or counterfeiting any such notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, or any part or parts thereof, issued as aforesaid, or shall have in his custody or possession any blank note or notes, bond or bonds, coupon or coupons, or other security or securities, engraved and printed after the similitude of any notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, issued as aforesaid, with intent to sell or otherwise use the same. Or if any person shall print, photographed, or in any other manner execute or cause to be printed, photographed, or in any manner executed, or shall aid in printing, photographing, or executing any engraving, photograph, or other print, or impression, in the likeness or similitude of any such notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, or any part or parts thereof, except for the use of the United States and by order of the proper officer thereof, or shall vend or sell any such engraving, photograph, print, or other impression, except to the United States, or shall bring into the United States from any foreign place any such engraving, photograph, print, or other impression for the purpose of vending or selling the same, except by the direction of some proper officer of the United States, or shall have in his custody or possession any paper adapted to the making of such notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, and similar to the paper and similar adapted to making of such notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities, and similar to the paper upon which any such notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities shall have been issued, with intent to use such paper, or cause or suffer the same to be used, in forging or counterfeiting any of the notes, bonds, coupons, or other securities issued as aforesaid, every such person so offending shall be deemed guilty of a felony and shall, on conviction thereof, be punished by a fine not exceeding $5,000 and by imprisonment and confinement to hard labor not exceeding 15 years, according to the aggravation of the offense. This was approved on February 25th, 1862. 15 years means something very specific in Texas, doesn't it? Especially in Dallas and Fort Worth. See, the Federal Reserve Bank is in Dallas, but where is the mint? Some transactions are so large it requires an on-site, in-person visit to confirm, doesn't it? Now, this has very profound implications, especially in consideration of what was understood at the time to be a buildup to armed conflict, use of armed forces, armed struggle. And we're still dealing with the ramifications to this day, as far as I know. Nobody ever issued a constitutional challenge to the implications of the Greenbacked Act, did they? But they did issue several constitutional challenges to the Bank of the United States, both the charter and the recharter. As a matter of fact, a president was impeached over that. Please do not forget that today. Forgeries and duplicates of the likeness or image of someone you intend to illegally coin can get you 15 years in prison under 1862 terms related to forced hard labor. That's not Russian. That's not Ukrainian. That's not Middle Eastern. That's American. Now, I have, in the last few years, attempted to issue many challenges to efforts that are ongoing that blatantly and flagrantly violate the 13th Amendment, as well as the 14th Amendment. But we are where we are